Welcome to the Prosperity Podcast for entrepreneurs who are ready to drop the hustle and earn more. I'm your host, Danielle Amos, business and success coach, certified Proctor Gallagher Institute consultant, and lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I'll bring you amazing entrepreneurs who have built wealth, harnessing the power of their mind. Prosperity and money are truly about energy, and I'm on a mission to help you create financial abundance through the power of thought. It's time we started normalizing conversations about money and create the wealth that is yours. Are you ready? Let's do this. Welcome to episode 117 of the Prosperity Practice, the podcast that has you living your most abundant life. My name is Danielle Amos, and I am your host. Today, I want to talk about how we dim our light, or how many of us dim our light in order to fit in, because of this, like caring about what other people think. And I've really noticed this recently, and it's been an ongoing theme in my life and with many, many clients. So as we go through this work and we become more and more aware, we understand the importance, you start to understand the importance of feeling good and being in a high vibration. And that becomes a priority. Only when most of the world is used to being in a lower vibration, focusing on what they don't want, being in a lack mindset, it becomes really, really obvious when you're out there, when you're flying high, when you're in a good vibration. It's like, this is where we hear comments of like, she's too loud, she's too happy, she's too bold, she's too la la la. And I'm sure if you're listening to this, you have heard those comments about yourself and most likely other women who then as a byproduct, you don't want to stand out. And so what happens is we start to dim our light in order to fit in with the masses. And I often get this question about a partner, a significant other at home, or a best friend, where like, what do I do? My partner is always so negative. And it's like we don't get along anymore. It's like obvious that he or she is in this negative place, and here I am, standing out like a beacon of light in my high vibration and seeing the good and the positive. And it's just, it's like we no longer fit together. And my response is always the same, because I was one of those people who would lower my vibration to fit in, because I realized it was the only way that I would be in harmony with another person, whether it was my partner or a friend or a colleague. I didn't want to be not in harmony, meaning I didn't want to not get along. So I dimmed my light, I lowered my vibration so that we would be in harmony and resonance. And then as long as I was in a low vibration and he or she was in a low vibration, then everything was fine. Only it really started to drive me crazy. Like I really, obviously, because I knew better. And the more aware of it I became, the harder it was for me to stay in that low vibration. And so what I noticed is, if you don't do that, instead, if you continue to be in a high vibration, see the good, come from abundance mindset, and really just like shine bright and follow what lights you up, and allow yourself to quote unquote be too much or be too happy. I mean, is there such a thing? And allow yourself to be that light. What I noticed is, yeah, of course, some people will no longer be in harmony with that and they'll drop off. And that's okay. Relationships are really either for a moment in time, a lesson, or a lifetime. Like there's nothing wrong there. And the relationships that are supposed to last will last. And it might feel like there's a little bit of like ickiness while you're rising. And what I noticed is some of those people, they actually were inspired about, like, I inspired them, and therefore they then rose their vibration. They raised, what they were up to because I inspired them. And now we're both in high vibrations and we're calibrating to each other, and we're in harmony and resonating once again. And I noticed that all those times when I would lower my vibration in order to feel comfortable with that other person, I never gave them the opportunity to rise with me. I didn't believe in their power in that moment. I assumed that they wouldn't rise with me, which, like, who am I to assume that? Like, if I really believe in everyone's power, and that if I really believe that everyone deserves not to settle, that doesn't work. So I raised my vibration, and those who had it within them, those who wanted more out of life, just like a little bit of desire, and they saw me in this high vibration, achieving my goals, living my best life, and it actually inspired them. And some of them rose up. They raised their vibration to meet me up there. And what a gift. Like, this is what I believe what's happening right now in the world, one by one, as we be the light, as we stay in a high vibration, as we come from abundance and view the world from this place and just live our best life and not give a flying what other people think, because what they think is none of our business. That was a huge lesson for me. Then as we're up here in the, like, as we're these big, beautiful giraffes or butterflies shining bright, living our best life, we will inspire others who have that within them, and they will rise to meet us. And the relationships that aren't in that place, it's okay. As long as you stay open, like, don't judge them. You're not better for or worse than them just because they remain in their lack mindset. It's not a problem right now. It's not a problem until they see it as a problem, and for themselves. And what I noticed is, as long as I kept sending people unconditional love, and this is hard because, some of those people said not so nice things about me. I know, I heard through the grapevine, and I just kept an open heart that the relationships, like the ones that are meant to come back, will come back. And if I stay open when those people are ready to raise their vibration as well, then they'll remember that that's where I am on the frequency. And there's no problem that just in this season of our life, we're not in harmony. It's not a problem. And another thing to remember about all those relationships, I realized, is that those relationships that have fallen off for a season, let's say, or maybe a few seasons, it doesn't make any of the memories created or the lessons learned or those friendships in that time less valuable. It's all so super valuable, and it's perfect just the way it is. And I trust. And I'm reminded, I've heard a saying, I'm sure you've heard it before, it's lonely at the top. I don't necessarily believe this is true, because what I found is that I do find that there's less people in a high vibration. You can see that in the world, right? The masses are in a worry, fear state of mind, a lack mindset, and there are less and less people, right, focused on abundance. And there may be less people in this high vibration or at the top, right? And what I found is there's still people. And the relationships that I have now, I'm now one of many people who think like I do. And there may be few of us compared to the masses that are in lack, and yet there's still many of us. And now it's normal. Like, I'm in a room full of women where it's normal to have 6-figure months, where it's normal to turn your yearly income into your monthly income, where it's normal to be the bright light, where it's normal to be the leader. And that's a really interesting place to be. So it's like, like attracts like, and I started to, by being consistently in this high vibration, this abundance mindset, I started to attract my people in this vibration. In the past, I was in harmony with all of the lower vibration people. And that's hence why, and when we change, we just grow out of harmony with them. So there's nothing wrong here. So for all of you listening, and you are listening to this podcast, so you are one of those people who are shining bright. You are one of those people that want more out of life. You may have a little bit of wobble because you're like 1 foot in your old life and 1 foot in this new life. Put both feet in the new life. Put all your faith in abundance and prosperity. Put all your faith in this work. And I can guarantee that it keeps getting better and better and better. And those around you will thank you. I promise. It might not look like it right now. And if you keep going, if you persist, they'll thank you. In our community, we have a really special ritual at the end of the year. And we do this together, where we celebrate the year that we've just had, and we gain the lessons from it so that we can release the year and create a clean slate for the new year that's about to come. And we do this over the month of December. So I'm actually teaching this ritual in a week, just mid-November here. And I want to invite you to join us. It is a really powerful session and work that we do as a community. And it's one of those things that as you celebrate your year, it's like like people might say, like, that's too good to be true, or who are you to celebrate? Like, you're flexing, as my daughter says, you're flexing, and you might have a fear of being judged. Well, in our community, it's normal to celebrate 6-figure months. It's normal to celebrate incredible businesses. It's normal to celebrate big wins. And we encourage this. All the while, it's normal to be strong enough to recognize the lessons and learn from them. We're strong enough to recognize that there's no failures, that there are only lessons, and the only time you'll fail is if you quit. And in this end of year ritual, we lock arms and we do the work together. So I want to invite you. I'll put the link in my bio. You're not alone. Continue to shine bright, and your community of bright, incredible women are right here waiting for you. Much love to you, and expect abundance.